Hi YouTube fans, this is Matt of Post April 6th YouTube channel. What I'm going to do is I'm going to consume breakfast, but I'm not going to use my usual silverware and other items that would go with my silverware. I'm going to use this. This has been sitting in my one of my kitchen cabinet drawers where I store silverware in a silverware storage slotted plastic dividing device that would be used. And I also put a whole bunch of kitchen utensils that I would use for cooking. So I'm going to crack this baby open all the way. Isabella is right next to me, right on my right side. Yep, here's the three pieces: the knife, the fork, and the spoon. And here's the napkin. And I'm going to have my usual and eat breakfast because I am really hungry. I put just a little bit of garlic powder in the eggs to make it taste really good because I don't have any milk. Hi, buddy. Okay, here I'll adjust this a little bit so she can be seen. There she is. Hi, Isabella, my kitty. Yes, yes, yes. You're a neat kitty. I'll leave it there for now. Even though you can't see my face, you can hear my voice. There we go. That sure do taste good. Yummy, yummy, yummy. You're a neat kitty. Okay, after I consume my breakfast, I will talk about me being a VCR junkie. Yep. We're talking about VHS tapes. She's looking up at my fork. Here, baby. Here's a little something for you. There. There is some hash browns. Now that I've adjusted the camera because the cat moved, she's right behind me now. Isabella sure is a cute tabby cat. Okay. Here she is. Here, I'll pick her up. There's my kitty, Isabella. Oh, she loves that. You're a sweet kitty. You're a really sweet kitty. Okay, I'll set you back down. There you go. Oh, now she's cleaning herself. Mm-mm-mm. There we go. I adjusted the camera so she can be seen. Yeah, you're a neat kitty cat. You're a really neat kitty cat. I'm sorry this tastes so good, I just can't help but say as many times as I do. But please stay tuned. There's going to be more. It's not more eating. I'm gonna show my VCR. You're my buddy. Okay, I'm going to take out one of these. Oh, good Lord. Take out one of these and add a little bit of pepper to the hash browns. Oh, come on. Open There it goes. It's sprinkling on there just right. You know, everybody's going to have a good view of you on YouTube. You're my sidekick. You're going to be on YouTube. So the millions and millions and millions of people can see you on YouTube. Oh, I can tell by the way you're looking up at me, you're interested. You find that a nice, thoughtful thing. Oh, now she's had enough. She wants to just walk around the apartment. There we go. Oops. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the plate and put it in the kitchen sink so it can be cleaned later, and I'm going to throw away all the trash first because there's a ton of it. Yeah, you can tell. And next I will show you my VCR. Oh, just a second. Okay, what I'm going to show you next is a Samtron, which may be a company that is also owned by Samsung Electronics. And Samsung is quite, rings a bell, and is quite a popular household name because of the fact that Samsung Galaxy is quite a good smartphone. So let me pause this briefly so I get right over to the VCR itself, and we'll go from there. Okay, here is the four-head hi-fi 8-event VCR, and I purchased this item on eBay for about roughly $43. I can't remember exactly to the date when I purchased this, but it was somewhere in 2019, early 2020 was when I got this thing. And it is a Samtron SVC. Yeah, SV-C90. And it has good playback quality, I think. Because here are some of the tapes. Ford flashback. There's the front, there's the back. I've seen it, and what it has coverage of is the I think it was the one of the Model A's and the Lincolns and the Ford Thunderbird or the T-Bird. It covers a lot of cars that were manufactured between 1934 and 1966. And this one was taped for me by a coworker that was at Tamarack Ace that I don't socialize with her anymore. She developed some serious problems that I'm not going to even discuss. What it is it's a tribute to President Reagan. It's a few days after he passed away from complications of Alzheimer's. And inside here is not a instructional or educational purposes of Huck fasteners or a promotional thing for manufacturing. It's home videos that were made of my uncles and my aunt and my father and my grandfather. My grandfather, I never laid eyes on him because, quite unfortunately, the man passed away. I'm referring to Dr. Dallas Victor Chipman. He was a veteran. Or a veterinarian. So I believe that is pronounced Dr. DVM instead of DMV. And the man became a professional veterinarian somewhere between 1942 and 1941 and 1942. And then in 1944, he moved from Fort Collins, Colorado, to Seward, Nebraska, which was where my father was given birth to in 1944, and my Uncle Larry was given birth to in September of 1945, when 11 and 7/8 months after my father was born, and my late Uncle Dennis. Dennis Victor Chipman was his full name. And all three of those were born in Seward, Nebraska. And Uncle Dennis was born in 1947, but quite sadly, the day after his 75th birthday, he passed away from terminal cancer. And that was really sad. He died in a hospice in near McCook, Nebraska, because the one key thing that was significant about my Uncle Dennis was, through and through, he stayed in this a native and a loyal resident of the state of Nebraska. but he lived in different parts of Nebraska. He lived in Llewellyn, Bruning, Nebraska, Sterling, Nebraska, Curtis, Nebraska, and he also lived in McCook. And he retired as a superintendent of schools for the state of Nebraska public education system. Yeah. Okay, so let me pause briefly really quick. Okay, I'm back to sitting up on top of the bed that I use also as sort of as a couch. I've owned lots of VCRs, more than just what you've seen. The very, very first VCR that I purchased was a RCA 2-head. And I was able to finance it. I was able to finance it after I got my bonus check in the mail from Arapahoe Youth Employment Program when I was only 16 years old. And I bought a brand new one. The model number, I don't remember. All I know is it had a good remote, and it played back pretty well for the older black and white. No, actually, it was a black and white TV that I had in there that was a Kmart brand. And then later on, when my sister decided to move to Canada, we got to keep a TV that she bought brand new and that had a remote. And it had a huge remote where it was, it was about this wide. I used that until I decided to let it go. Yeah, it was on its last legs. And then I got a VCR way back in 1992. I think that one might have been used. Yes, it was. I bought it at a good place called Soundhounds. Soundhounds isn't in existence anymore. The man named Scott who ran that company and made pretty big bucks, he shut it down. He was getting old and he just didn't want to do it anymore. And it was a good JVC VCR that worked out pretty well. And then I wanted something a little more advanced, and in November of 1993, it was a day or two after Veterans Day, I bought a brand spanking new Panasonic, and it had that feature where you could pause and then you could also go like this, and you could have something go through in slow motion if you wanted to see a certain thing a certain way and really focus on it. You know, something in a movie scene. And I had that VCR from let's see, November 1993 until the summer of 1999, because in the summer of 1999 I was trying really hard, and I was working all day at home to build up things in the briar pipe business, and I sold quite a bit. I sold a TV, and this was a deal that me and my dad made, and he sold some things that he wanted to get rid of too. Yeah, we both made some big bucks. I made probably at least $200. I kid you not. I sold a TV, a VCR, a stereo unit, a 486 PC with no CD-ROM or not much of a sound card. And I sold some stained glass type things to do your own stained glass that was left to me by, God rest her soul, my mother. And I also sold some tapes, and I sold some clothes, and I sold quite a lot. And I was struggling to make it. And, you know, looking back, what I should have done so I didn't get so incredibly stressed out, I should have applied for an EBT SNAP food card, but no, I was too stubborn. I was too, I felt I was being nothing but a degenerate socialist by doing that. And that was the main reason why I didn't do it. I'm more conservative oriented. Okay. So, after that, I would get a VCR, and then I keep it for a while, and then I'd take it back, because I was in a financial struggle, because I was making decent money. However, one of the key expenses I had at the time was paying $70 a month for Chapter 13 bankruptcy to the bankruptcy trustee. It was a legal agreement that for 3 years, every month, on a certain date, I must issue a check or a money order, and I always make sure it was a money order, so they didn't, so the check wouldn't bounce, of $70, and mail it to a certain address of a Chapter 13 bankruptcy trustee. But what did happen is after I was after 2 years of being bankrupt, and I was coming to the last stretch, the last year, where I'd have to do that. At a garage sale for $25, I bought a nice VCR, and I had that baby until I just didn't want it anymore. And I threw it away, or I sold it to somebody. I can't remember what, this was so long ago. And I bought a brand new, I'm pretty sure it was a Sylvania VCR that I got at Circuit City. As we know now, Circuit City is not in existence anymore. It's gone. The whole company went bankrupt, shut down, and Circuit City, you can find a thing or two on, you can find a few things on eBay, but for the most part, it's a distant memory now. And I had that for a while, and then I wasn't using it hardly at all. And so I put it up on eBay, on an auction, and by golly, I sold it. And I made sure to include the cost of postage in the sale, because I had the original box. And then I bought another one used at a thrift store. This was in 2017, 2018. And I had it for a while, and then I sold it to somebody who lived in Hawaii. And the thing was, eBay made a mistake because it was a buy it now situation. It wasn't an auction. When they relisted it after I'd had it up there for a few months, they miscalculated the postage, and I had to pay an additional $12 to $14 just for ground rate postage, or retail ground postage, to send it to a guy who lived in Hawaii. And I had to pay an additional $20 out of my own pocket, and I tell you, I got burned. I didn't raise a fuss with the guy. I was just like, nah, he's probably one of these guys who doesn't know where else to look for VCRs, so I might as well help him out and just send it. And then I really wanted to get one again, and I bought the one I have now. Now here's the deal with this one. It was hooked up to my television that was that I was using, that I had when I lived in West Virginia. It was hooked up to the old one. That was an older model that I bought used. In fact, I forget how I got it used. And then the new one that I bought for $106 on Walmart.com. And what was going on was the brand name of the television I don't recall, of the one I bought at Walmart, that is. But it was getting to the point where it would all of a sudden shut off on me, and then I'd have to turn it back on. Or I would turn it off, and then I'd have to turn it back on, and it kind of just it was getting really temperamental about me accepting what's called antenna TV. So I called the company and I asked to have it examined, and because it was under warranty, so I sent it back, retail ground, and I had it examined, and I had it sent back to me at this address here in Denver. But it was waiting for several hours because it was delivered by FedEx. After it placed right on the front door of my apartment, guess what happened? Somebody stole it. Yep. And I called back FedEx and ranted and raved about it, but they didn't want to do much because the lady I was talking to was one of these Asian people that had pretty much the path of least resistance type of work employee ethics, where they didn't really want to deal with me that much. I'm just like, whatever. So I bought the TV that I have now, which is a Vizio smart TV that I got a 2-year warranty on it, and it was on clearance because that model had just been discontinued, and that was a smart move. That's a good TV. In a way, it's almost like a PC or a smartphone. Well, that's about all I have time to discuss because I do have to get to work today, and I have some other things to do before I show up the next few hours. And here's one last thing before I go. I purchased this on eBay. It's used, of course. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a special video about the movie Psycho, and my personal feelings about it. And also, I'm going to give personal testimony about how I felt about it when I saw it when I was 10 years old, for a few days afterwards. And I'm also going to give personal testimony about how my mother, my late mother, God rest her soul, thought about it when she went to go see it way back when she was only, yeah, she was just a month away from turning 20 years old at the time. She was 19 years old, and she went to go see it at a theater somewhere in downtown Littleton, or near downtown Littleton. And then she goes back to her parents' house, and she is scared to death. I mean, just driving home, she was feeling really weary and paranoid. Yeah, that movie scared the wits out of her pretty bad. Okay, well, thank you everybody for listening to all of this stuff and watching me eat breakfast. I hope everybody has a good time. And one other thing that I tried to do earlier today was I tried to do a live chat, but nobody showed up. Nobody. That's the way it goes. I'm popular, but I'm not as popular as somebody who's got over 1,000 subscribers and all of that good stuff. But I'll get there. It's going to take some time. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. And I hope a lot of Christmas shopping gets accomplished. And thank you very much. And goodbye. Thanks.